guys, happy Friday to everybody. I'm so happy it's Friday. I can't even begin to tell you. So I figured while I have a moment this morning, I would come on and share a little Monroe. She is wearing her, as you see, I'm thoroughly enjoying this little pacifier. I love it so much. But she is wearing her Monroe Taylor onesie that I had made for her. It's so basic. You know what? I've decided that sometimes going back to basics are really what helps me truly appreciate the baby even more. And I tell you, it's not even very often, and don't mind me, I'm just gonna fidget with her little hands because I love how they come together like that. I just think it's so sweet because little babies do that. But so a lot of people are aware, obviously. I share a lot of clothing hauls. I do a lot of buying from high-end baby shops for outfits for my dolls. And I go through phases where I'll buy a lot of that stuff and then I'll get sick of seeing a baby dressed up. Like I'm in the phase of where right now, simple, not overdone, more newborn, the newborn essentials, I guess you could say, for Monroe. It's just what I'm feeling lately, and I kind of explained that when I said I was going to be buying some different things for her, like from this brand. You've seen her in some of the outfits that I've gotten from here. And it just is going back to basics. And really, it's, you know, the buying of the clothes and finding those special outfits are absolutely so much fun. It's a huge part of what I enjoy about the hobby. But I go in different phases where I really want the baby dressed up. And actually, I prefer Eloise in those higher end dressy kind of outfits because she looks like an older baby. At least older than Monroe at this point. So I'll continue to put like a lot of those pretty jackety outfits and other brand outfits on Eloise, and I'm not going to stop putting them on Monroe at this point. I'm just doing it less. And just going back to a basic onesie, little white onesie, super simple. There's nothing to it other than her name is written across the front of it and a little pink headband with a bow on it. Like, honestly, it is just so cute seeing her in just this because it doesn't detract or take away from the beauty of this baby. Like, I sometimes just want to look at her for just her, not the outfit, if that makes sense. And, you know, as much as I really thoroughly enjoy all those pretty high-end outfits, sometimes I don't want to have her in them. And it really makes me appreciate her as a perfect little baby. Just hanging out in a onesie because we are still amongst summer weather, thank goodness. Even though we had like tornado watches yesterday, it was a hot mess here and we had some seriously bad weather last night. But ultimately, while it's still warm, I like to see her in basics. And even if it's not warm, there's times where, even if it's in the middle of winter, your house is heated, that you would still have your newborn in a onesie, or a onesie and a pair of leggings, something of that nature. And I just love seeing her in just a onesie. Sometimes simple is better for my mood. And today, I'm feeling it. And I love how she just looks like she's curled up, hanging out, super happy, chill, content. She looks so cute. Oh my goodness. I love this baby so much. And it just blows my mind that I still am so enthralled with her after all this time, after other babies and dolls have come out by Claire. And I'm just really appreciating having such a beautiful work of art. I really just thoroughly enjoy her. I still look forward to coming into the nursery and seeing her. Like, it's odd to me because I have never dealt with this. I've never had these, you know, strong connections to one particular doll for so long, other than my Amy Webb, which y'all may or may not know about, but you know, she's over there in the car seat hanging out, and she's been with me the longest, of course, but I don't play with her. And to have a silicone doll, a high-end silicone doll, very expensive doll in my collection that I want to keep and not sell on to get something else is rare for me. You know, over the many years I've been collecting, if you've followed me in my earlier part of my doll collecting journey, you will know that I had a revolving door of dolls literally coming in and out on a weekly basis. It's no joke. It's not an exaggeration. There are times where I would receive a reborn, as you know, because reborns is where it started. So I would literally receive a doll, and at least I felt like once a week, once every other week, I had a new doll coming. And if I didn't bond with the doll, or there's just something about it I didn't love, the doll got sold on to another mommy. So figuring out what I liked was a huge process. It was a very expensive process. Boy, oh boy, was it expensive. I don't even want to know what I've spent on dolls over the years. I really just don't. Or how much money I've lost. But it's literally how you figure out what you love in this hobby. You can't walk into a store. I've said this time and time again, but I'll say it again. You cannot walk into a reborn doll store and see all the varying artists, all the different, you know, styles of painting, types of dolls, kits and things. It's impossible. The closest thing you're going to find to doing that is going to a doll show, and that is the safest way to buy. And also you can see in person what speaks to you. Other than that, we buy blindly. We truly buy blindly. It's a leap of faith that the doll you see in the pictures of the video are, you know, is going to show up looking the same way it did and still tugging at your heartstrings. The problem is that pictures and video don't show everything. It's really impossible. You know, varying computer screens and color contrast, things like that all play into that. Or you just decide, wow, that kit is not really one that you really bond with. It could be any number of things. And if you don't bond with it, I am a huge firm believer that you need to move the doll on. It's not like you trying to force liking a doll and, you know, having money kind of tied up in a doll that you don't love, to me is just not the way to go. I figure someone else out there, there's always someone else out there that will love the doll that I don't, because there's so many collectors and so many, you know, different types of dolls that can be loved by so many people. Move it on to the next mommy. That's what I do. It's really just the easiest way. And so for a long time, that's what I was doing. I was figuring out what I liked. How I've gotten to this particular place where I am so content, and newer collectors that have found my channel and started following me won't understand that, you know, I have had a lot of dolls in my past, but it took, I would say, oh gosh, I want to say over the years, probably well over $100 or more to get to where I know what I love in a doll. This doll hits and checks and marks every box for me. It checks every box that I'm looking for. That's the sculpt, it's the way she's sculpted, she's painted, the look on her face, the details, the curled up legs, like all of that speaks to me, which I had no idea years ago that this is where I would end up and this is the type of doll that I would love. I would have told you, you're crazy. But that's just through the process of elimination and buying and selling a lot of dolls. It's how we gain our experience. It's how we figure out, as we evolve as a collector, what we love. That's the fun of the hobby. It truly is. It's very expensive and, you know, it's hard to lose money. Trust me, I know I've lost lots of money in this hobby. But the end result is getting to experience a doll that you might not love gets you that much closer to the doll of your dreams that you will hopefully find and keep for a very long time. But unfortunately, it's kind of how the hobby is. And please don't get mad at me for saying that, because there are some out there that don't understand that, you know, you buy and sell. It's just how it is. You tend to lose money, especially in the beginning, trying to figure out what you love. But don't shoot the messenger, guys. I'm just telling you how it is. It's always been this way in a hobby like this, because it's artwork. It's all subjective. Prices are subjective. You know, what's good is subjective. You know, everybody's opinion, it's varying and very different. which is why I always say, you know, go to a doll show if you can, because then you see it in person. You can tell whether you love the doll immediately. You get to hold the doll. You get to talk with the artist, all of that stuff. Highly encourage. Other than that, it's a risk. And it's a risk a lot of us seasoned collectors will tell you is an expensive risk, and we've all been through it. But each time you don't bond with a doll, it literally does get you closer to the type of doll you do love. So it pays off in the future. You just got to hang in there. But it's fun to experience. Like, even though I haven't loved majority of the dolls that have come in and out of my nursery over the years, I have enjoyed the experience of having them and seeing the different artwork. Like, I figured out what artists I really like, the style of painting, which is very, very important in how realistic a doll can be. You tend to get to know the artist's work and who does what, and it really does teach you a lot about the hobby and the artwork of it, and understanding the care of the doll and keeping the doll intact, and all of the things that you need to learn to really appreciate and enjoy the hobby. So with every doll that I didn't love, and some I truly hated, trust me, I learned a lot from that. And I was always happy to experience dolls by different artists. And that goes for vinyl reborns, as well as silicone dolls. And it really did bring me to this place where I can sit back, know that I am thoroughly 100% happy and content with this baby in front of you. I'm so lucky. I feel very, very lucky. But it's this hobby is not for the faint of heart, and it's, a lot, and you just kind of have to take it in stride and understand that you are in very good company, because all of us collectors have been there. We've all lost money. We've all purchased dolls that we weren't thinking were worth what we paid for them. Gosh, if I had a dime for every doll I received that I thought I overpaid for, I would have a lot of money. It's really common, but until you experience it, you just don't know. And it's a huge learning curve, and it takes years. And I still don't know if I purchase a doll, like especially reborns, I could purchase a doll and see it and think I'm going to love it and still get it and not love it. It's just part of the process. It's trial and error. It kind of is what it is. There's a statement for you. But it is how the hobby works. But if you enjoy the process and you don't focus on, wow, I just lost, $100 because I had to sell a doll I didn't love, or wow, I keep buying dolls that I just don't love. Take it as a learning experience and help kind of whittle down what it is you do love and seek out those things. That's kind of my advice for everybody out there. If you're newer, or if you've been around for a while and you just still haven't found that perfect doll, it takes patience. And to me, the journey, as expensive as it was for me, it's so much fun. It's what's, made me the type of collector I am now. And without those experiences, I wouldn't have gotten here. So 20 plus years of collecting did get me to my dream doll, where I ultimately feel completely and, thoroughly content. So it can happen, and it doesn't mean that tomorrow I won't continue to buy more or want to buy a different doll and sell Monroe. That's the joy of this as well. You just never know from day to day. It changes. It's surprising how quickly it can change if you see another doll you love. So, enjoy the journey, guys. It's really a lot of fun if you understand the fact that it is all part of the journey, and, look at the positive side of it, I guess I would say, and, keep trudging onward. There's always another doll out there that could be the one, which is also the exciting part of the hobby. So that's just a little bit of, advice for, collectors out there that may be frustrated, or maybe haven't found that perfect doll and they really just are to the point where they just get upset, or, trust me, I've been there. Been there, done that many a times, been so frustrated and annoyed that I didn't have the doll that I wanted. I've experienced it all. All of those emotions. But, hang in there. The more you learn about the hobby, the more you experience, it will shape and mold you as a collector, and you will figure out what it is you love, and it will pay off. That perfect, amazing doll will fall into your lap, and usually it's very unexpected, by the way. This is how I found some of the best dolls I've ever had. They literally just fell into my lap unexpectedly when I least expected it. And voila, you end up with a dream baby that you didn't even know was a dream baby. So hang in there. I promise you it's all worth it. And it's so fun. I love this hobby. And I love all the people within it and all the differences amongst us. I still enjoy every collector out there, and I want every collector to find that dream baby. That's just the most exciting part. So anyways, just a little bit of thoughts on my end for, I see frustration in the community, and I just want to share with you that we've all been there. So you're in very good company. So that's it for me. I gotta hop back online and get to work. I've got tons of stuff to do. I'm so glad it's Friday and I'll have the weekend to not have to do work. I hope you guys are enjoying your Friday, and I hope you enjoy seeing little Monroe looking so cute. And we will see you all soon, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.